Hi, this is Janet with Paper and Spark, and today I'm excited to walk you through how to use our newest spreadsheet offering, which is called the Amazon Handmade Seller Spreadsheet. It's made especially for those of you who sell online at Amazon Handmade. Now, this spreadsheet works a lot like our popular Etsy seller spreadsheet, except obviously, like I said, it's geared towards Amazon handmade sellers. I created this tool to make your life as both a maker and a business owner easier, and I hope that it helps streamline and simplify your bookkeeping process. The Amazon Handmade Seller Spreadsheet is going to help you total your Amazon sales and your fees each month, and it's also going to help you keep track of your sales taxes collected, your total in-state sales, and it will give you a place to manually input any other sales that your business might have outside of Amazon, along with all of your business expenses over the course of the month and the year. So let's get started with the tutorial videos by reviewing exactly what you're going to see on the main tab, the monthly summary tab of your Amazon Handmade spreadsheet. So at the top of the monthly summary tab, you're going to see this revenue section. This is where all your shop's sales are going to be tabulated and summarized. And each month, you're going to import your activity reports from Amazon into these light blue tabs down here, and we'll walk through exactly how to do that later. After doing that import, the first 4 blue rows of the monthly summary tab are going to automatically pre-populate with the data you need to total your Amazon sales, your Amazon sales tax collected, your shipping credits, and your gift wrap credits. So keep in mind that the shipping credits here are basically what your customer on Amazon paid to you for shipping, and that's considered revenue for both bookkeeping and tax purposes. That's why I have it here in the revenue section. This section also includes customizable rows for you to manually type in sales from sources other than Amazon. So if you sell on like eBay or Etsy or at a local craft show, this is the place to enter those sales each month. Remember, the goal is to have all your business's sales and expenses captured in one place. So you want to enter all of your sales somewhere in this revenue section. Next, on your monthly summary tab, you're going to find the expense section. And I've broken up the expense section of your Amazon Handmade Seller spreadsheet into 3 different categories: selling expenses, product expenses, and business expenses. So your selling expenses are going to be the fees for selling your products and the cost to ship those products. Basically the main expenses that you pay to sell and ship your stuff online or on Amazon. Again, the blue lines here are going to automatically pull data from those imported Amazon reports. So after you start importing reports, which we're going to cover how to do in a second, you'll start seeing some data automatically populating in these blue rows. That's going to automatically total your Amazon seller fees, your Amazon FBA fees if you have any, and your Amazon shipping services, which is basically the expense you paid to Amazon for postage labels if you ship directly through Amazon. Now, the yellow postage expense totals are going to come from this yellow postage expense tab, which we'll visit and talk about later. And then you have 3 more customizable rows right here to rename as you wish with any other selling expenses. So this might be a good place to enter eBay fees or PayPal fees or Etsy fees or any other fees that you pay online to sell your goods. Next, we have product expenses. This is going to flow from your 2 pink product expense tabs down here, materials and then tools and equipment. You'll use these tabs to enter the expenses you pay to actually make your products. So the purchases of your raw materials and supplies, and then the tools and equipment that you use to create your products. Finally, we're going to have the business expense section, which draws a lot of data from the 4 purple business expense tabs down here at the bottom. We've got advertising, professional services, office expenses, and then an other tab. There are also 3 more customizable rows in this section that you can rename to better fit your business needs and enter any other type of business expenses directly in these cells on the monthly summary tab. In general, it's important to note when looking at your spreadsheet that all the rows here are highlighted a certain color for a reason. They correspond to whatever tab they're pulling data from. So blue corresponds to all these blue tabs, and then the expense tabs are color-coded to where they're coming from. And if it's not a color, if it's white, that basically means that you can directly type in an expense on that cell. So just keep in mind that for the colored rows, you shouldn't be typing expenses or amounts, sales or otherwise, directly onto these rows because they're linking via formula to someplace else in the spreadsheet. The only places you should be entering actual numbers on this tab itself are on the white rows that aren't highlighted. So finally, after you've seen your total revenue and your total expenses, the spreadsheet is going to tell you your net profit, and that's where it's going to subtract your total expenses from your total revenue each month to calculate whether you made a net profit or a net loss. So if you see a positive number here, that means you made a net profit. If you see a negative number here, see the little minus sign right here next to the dollar, that means that's a net loss for the month. And then you can also keep track of your net profit on a yearly basis over here in the year column. Something else that's important to note right now from the very beginning is that you should always enter your expenses as positive amounts. None of these are listed as negative, okay? They're always entered as positives, whether here or on the expense tabs when you're entering your receipts. The spreadsheet already knows that your expenses need to be subtracted from your sales. So if you enter it as a negative, it's going to screw everything up, so don't do that. So finally, at the very bottom of the monthly summary tab, I've just entered a quick formula to let you know what exactly Amazon actually deposited in your bank account each month. So this is really just for information purposes, and this amount isn't factored into your revenue or your expenses. This is just to let you know what your deposits for the month were. Okay, so that was just a brief run through of the monthly summary tab, which is like the heart and soul of your Amazon seller spreadsheet. The easiest way for me to teach you how to actually use the spreadsheet is going to be walking through using it myself from start to finish for an actual month of bookkeeping work. So let's work on July. I've left July almost nearly blank for now, and you can see how it's actually done. The first step is going to be to import my Amazon activity report for the month of July. So importing this report from Amazon is going to save me a lot of time and energy since the spreadsheet is built with formulas embedded in it to automatically pull a lot of the data that I need to stay on top of my finances. So first I'm going to log into my Amazon Seller Central account, and from here I'm going to click on Reports in the upper toolbar. Now from the reports screen, I'm going to click on Date Range Reports. And you probably won't see all of this here. This is stuff that I've done in the past to build the spreadsheet. And from here, I'm going to go to the Generate a Report button. I'm going to download a transaction report, not summary, but transaction, and I'm going to select the reporting range that I want to download. So in this example, that's going to be July 2016. Then I just click Generate, and Amazon is going to tell me that it started to generate the report. It'll be available soon. And then for a few seconds or a minute or two, you might see that that report is in progress. After, a few seconds, you can just hit refresh, and then it will be ready to download. So once you see the download button for the monthly report that you're wanting to download, just click download. Okay, so once the report has been downloaded, you can open it in your spreadsheet software of choice, which in my case is going to be Excel. So right now I'm going to keep moving forward with these instructions for Excel users, but if you're using numbers, the instructions are going to be slightly different. So just hold on 1 second and I'll show you how to do this step in numbers next. Now in Excel, on your newly opened Amazon monthly transactions CSV file, hover your mouse over this box right here. It's right above the 1 of row 1 and right to the left of the A of column A. So when you're hovering over the correct little box, your cursor is going to turn into a different looking arrow. Okay, in my case it's this little black diagonal arrow. So once I see my special looking arrow and I'm hovering over that box, I'm going to click it, and that automatically highlights all my data in this spreadsheet. So with all this data highlighted, I'm going to copy it. There's a few different ways you can do that. You can go to Edit, Copy, or you can just right click, Copy, or you can use Control C or Command C on your keyboard. So with this data copied, now I'm going to navigate back to my Amazon seller spreadsheet for the month that I'm working in, which is going to be July. And right now it's just a blank tab. And now my goal is to paste that data into this blank July tab. So to do that, I'm going to click that same box right here. Don't let the fact that I wasn't scrolled over confuse you. So see, I'm right here above the 1 and to the left of the A. I'm going to click that so my whole blank spreadsheet is selected, and now I'm just going to paste. So again, I can do Edit, Paste, I can right click Paste, or I can do Control V or Command V. So voila, my data from my Amazon report has now been imported into the July tab on my Amazon spreadsheet. And since I can see all my data here for July, I can check that it worked correctly by going back to my monthly summary tab and seeing that yes, I now have some amounts populated in these blue rows for the month of July. So that means it worked correctly. Okay, so that's how you import your Etsy report in Excel. In the next video, I'll show you how to do it for numbers, and then we'll move forward with what the next steps are. So I'll see you in video 2.